In the meanwhile, we have got Lumen in Scotland. I don't know whether they're in the same region as each other. I don't know how often they get to play.
I don't think it'll be too often. I've seen Lumen and Wave Bounce locals a lot. Octave not so much.
Okay.
Most of the Glasgow stuff, I believe. Could be totally wrong. I'm never around in my own region, so I might be lying to you. But no, I do not recall them playing too often.
But here we go. We're going straight into it again. Winners quarterfinals going to be best of 5. Of course, winner getting into top 8. Winner's side, I believe the winner of this is going to end up fighting Bloom. So the tough challenges have started. Oof. And Jezo facing a real tough challenge right now, losing the first stock in 15 seconds. What a start for Octave.
Joycey, that was 15 seconds. Literally before the go-texting went away, they were already in air hitting each other. I thought this would be campier than usual because I think everybody, especially Scotland, knows the classic of Octave times himself out. But it seems there's no desire to do any of that. Octave already with a commanding lead, an entire stock ahead.
It's kind of the beauty of those characters where they've got both those like long-range zoning tools and the boxing tools, and you know, Pac-Man really being the sort of beneficiary of that kind of archetype because, you know, like you said, you can expect the Pac-Man to sort of throw the projectiles high behind the hydrant, or they can just get in your face and scrap. And Pac-Man's got hands. Yeah. Pac-Man will fight you and will probably win. And, you know, it's been fairly even in this sort of, you know, between these two stocks at the moment. But again, such a strong start for Octave means that he can just really keep hold of this lead and then dictate the pace of the match.
You know what I've just remembered, Joycey? ECA, Octave beat Sintra.
True.
Totally forgotten until now. I was like, I don't know how much Rob XP Octave has. Managed to beat Sintra.
Yeah, I mean, Rob is such a meta-relevant character at the moment as well that I feel like, again, it was very similar to the way we were talking about Steve a bit earlier on, where you have to know how to fight Rob to succeed in this meta. And Octave definitely showing that he has got the rule book on how to fight Rob with a 2-stock lead at the moment, 161%, and the lead just keeps growing, and Octave is not letting Jezo breathe at the moment.
Oh yeah, I have not seen Octave this comfortable with a matchup ever. Like, this is just somebody who knows exactly what to do. Octave is all over Jezo, and Jezo is no slouch in the slightest. He players like Detox and Pelly, and Octave is just all over him like that.
Yeah, it's, I mean, entire 2 stocks. Of course, Rob is one of those characters that can steal stocks in the blink of an eye, nearly dying to that F smash, but just about managing to hold on for dear life. But Pac-Man again just hunt Rob off stage, whether it be with those projectiles, with the forward smash, or just simply staying there. And yeah, that trap, we saw it a little bit yesterday in one of Octave's sets, where you can set up the hydrant, break it with the up B, and then you basically have no option except for to roll in. And even if you don't time it right, you get hit by the hydrant. And if you do, Pac-Man's there to say hello.
Yeah, for sure. Do you know how insane it is, by the way? Like you were saying, to be able to edge guard Rob 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
3 times in a row, Joycey.
Yeah, like, because Rob's recovery being so versatile, it just means that, you know, some people don't even bother. Some people are like, I might throw with the odd projectile, but I'll keep on the stage and it'll be fine. And yeah, Octave's like, I can scrap. Rob's down there, cool, I'll go down there after him. I've got different projectiles that I can use. I'll 2-frame with forward smash, I don't mind.
Exactly. Just, I'm still in awe. I genuinely thought this would be like a complete, just a mud fight, just like a fight to the death. Nail biter every single game. These two like titans.
Yeah, it definitely feels like this matchup has the potential to be a bit of a war of attrition. Like, you know, sort of nickeling and diming each other and hoping to get those big opportunities, but you have got the potential where it can just be a bit of a slog to get all the way through. And this is sort of more of the pace that I was expecting to see in this set, right? Where Jezo is sort of getting these 2 or 3 pieces and Octave not really being able to get too much on the board. It's definitely a much more of a slower pace here in this game too.
This is exactly what I was expecting as well. Like you said, just kind of these projectiles, both of these characters, strong projectiles to throw at each other, it would just be nickel and diming. And it seems Jezo was just like, you know what, that stock 1, like game 1 was terrible for me. I kind of let things get away and I let that snowball really badly. We go again in game 2 and I won't make the same mistake. So it seems that's exactly what's happening. Now Jezo taking a rather healthy one at that.
I do sometimes see it in certain sets where game 1 is an absolute wash, and it almost feels like a player sometimes just needs a game to get used to the way that someone plays. And sometimes it's even the character. Again, Pac-Man, a very niche character, a very unusual character to fight if you're not familiar with. And it feels like Jezo maybe just needed that first game to almost remind himself of the tricks, but you've got to be able to hit those techs. You cannot be dying to stage spikes as Rob of all characters.
And it's kind of a crazy one, how just like a game can really just not be indicative of how a set is going to go. Like one player can just steamroll in a game, and all of a sudden they're fighting tooth and nail with one another. It's really interesting to see.
Yeah, we can see Octave has got the gyro in hand again. You know, Octave is going to have that experience with item play through his own character, and when gyro is, you know, a fairly, like, if you've got that little bit of practicing, you can get so much potential off of the gyro. And we're going to see the down air attempt, unfortunately getting the sour spot there. Octave managing to get back onto stage quickly, but again, it is Jezo with center stage, Octave remaining on this side of the stage, and it didn't matter whether you neutral got up or rolled in, that up smash sealed your fate every day of the week.
Yeah, and this is kind of the more of the Jezo that I expected. You know, it seems in game one, it was Octave that just wasn't letting Jezo breathe, and now it's Jezo, it's just all over Octave, and Octave just isn't able to get away and kind of just like get the setups that he wants to, get the bell, get the key, get any sort of fruit that he wants. Jezo's just not giving him that opportunity.
Yeah, and that's the thing, if you haven't got those setups and if you haven't got that sort of wild almost aggression or zoning, like it feels like Octave can't get any game started, never mind the scrapping game. It just feels like Jezo is now fully aware on what Octave is going to be going for, and then just totally playing around it. And we can just see right now just an entire stock lead in the favor of Jezo. Really lovely spacing with the neutral air there, just getting around Rob's grab range and then going for it. But again, Jezo with that awareness, noticing the runoff down there from the last set and then just spacing around it as well. Already the adaptations are being made, but Octave starting the climb here.
Yeah, here we go. This is Octave seeing something big. I almost thought I cursed him there. But Octave definitely needs something big. Needs a Galaga to start things off. Going to need maybe a couple of hits to the apple, and then to finish it off with a bell at an early percent, something like 80 to F smash. But none of that is going to be happening. Jezo dangerously close to JV2, 9.2%. Rob of all people. A nice convincing kind of win this game 2 over Octave, and we're seeing how can he counter-adapt to what Jezo was just put on display moving into game 3. Are we going to see Octave slip more into the usual Octave that we all know? The slower play style, kind of not letting Jezo just smother him in frame data and just hitboxes and projectiles? Or are we just going to see Octave kind of go more aggressive and just scrap like he did in game 1?
It's wild because Jezo, to me, almost like his personality and his gameplay are very similar. That he's very, very, I think stoic is the right way to put it. You know, Jezo was a very, very calming presence in person, and it feels like there's none of this sort of, like, there's no desperation when it comes to this, Rob. It feels like Jezo always seems to be in control, which is why game 1 was so surprising to me, because it felt like Jezo was just out of control the entire time. And even when Jezo seems to lose certain sets, he tends to lose in, like, you know, okay, that makes sense. There's no jank. There's no Jezo went for something desperate. He just seems to get, you know, outplayed in the standard sense. So it is going to be down to Octave to either try and break that stoic stance or almost go a little bit calmer, be it with, like you mentioned, the 2 phases of Octave. You've either got that raw, unfiltered aggression or that calm, I'm hiding behind this hydrant and you are coming to me.
Yeah. And I fully agree with Jezo. It's rarely ever like human error. It's like, oh well, okay, this is just like a mistake that everybody makes when you're playing this character. And it's even, like you said about Jezo being stoic, it's even down to Jezo's tag. It's just Jezo.
Yeah.
Usually everybody has something like 4 or Vici. It's just Jezo.
It is just Jezo. And we can see they're just managing to get in on this wall that Octave has put up. It definitely feels like it was that sort of calmer, more projectile-based gameplay that you were mentioning earlier from Octave, sort of more than you know, more what we were expecting here from the get-go. But again, Jezo, very, very patient player, just picking his moments wisely to try and get in. But now that pressure is just a little bit higher, given that he has got a stock deficit. Oh, and I love that attempt there, just catching the roll in, but Octave managing to get a button out just to trade with that grab instead of Pac-Man at 160% and still not dying, Yabuki.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the Pac-Man frame data, right? Even when you're disadvantaged, you get something quick out. And this is the more of the Octave that I know. Like, he's not letting Jezo smother him. He kind of knows what he needs to do to take that space to get what he needs to get going. He's taking his distance from Jezo. He's able to throw that Galaga out, rarely just getting out-frame dated by Rob. And that's exactly what I was expecting from Octave.
Jezo being forced into the corner at the moment. However, the water sending them both back into center stage. Again, Jezo using his own projectiles just to deal with the Hydrant and force Octave to pick an option here. And again, getting a really good grasp on the timings that Octave is throwing out these projectiles, but it's just a little bit slow on the draw. Again, that neutral air, it is not the fastest move in the world, and it's trying to land it. And even though it is a fairly safe option, Octave is always there ready with an answer, or at least not taking the punish that Jezo was hoping for.
And we're seeing just a lot of nickel and diamond. There is no your turn, my turn. It's just, they're getting hits back and forth. They'll take maybe one hit or two hit, and then they'll reset, and the other one will fight back. We're not seeing any sort of commanding presence of any particular player this stock. Octave setting up what he needs, the trampoline, the apple by the ledge, where Jezo pushes his way back to center stage, and then they moved over to the left side of the stage. Up tilt, no, but we get an up air, and that is going to kill with 144% of rage. Octave now at a deficit, needs to get the stock quickly and reset it to a low percent sub-1 situation.
That was a really lovely mix-up there by Jezo, noting that in the first game, he went for the down throw and Octave didn't mash and he managed to get the up smash from it. And then recognizing that there would probably be a faster mash this time and instead going for the up air, trying to pop out. And again, Jezo being aware of these traps, unfortunately getting hit by that back air, but certainly he's got that movement down ready. And these roll-ins, I think, is a habit that Jezo has really started to pick up on from Octave. Octave sort of feeling the pressure a little bit after going for a lot of these throws and then just rolling in and trying to get away. And Jez has really done a good job. Is the DI there? Yes, it is. Just about. Octave hangs on for a second.
Yeah, and here we go. We've got Octave in a really precarious position. Just like we saw in Game 2, as I was saying, we need to get something started with the Galaga. Octave needs to make the most of this ledge trap situation. Cannot let Jezo back to stage. And charges the F smash, hoping for a neutral get up, but Jezo rolls behind, catches Octave unawares, and fires back an F smash of his own.
This is the thing about Jezo, right, is that all the way throughout this set, particularly in that Game 2 and Game 3, it feels as if Jezo has been playing around the kill confirms, right? You know, there are obviously a lot of things that Pac-Man can throw out, but Jezo has a really good idea on, okay, which traps are going to do damage and which traps are going to kill me. And Jezo, right there in that situation, recognizing that obviously sometimes you don't want to roll into your opponent, but at 45%, even if you take like 40, 50%, you're still living. Whereas Octave needing to go for that desperate play, charging that F smash because it covered literally everything else. So again, that awareness from Jezo, knowing that, look, even if it's the lesser of two evils, I won't die if I do this. And then reacting and punishing accordingly. Just truly excellent awareness. And it shows that proficiency in the matchup because Pac-Man has got so many ways to kill you. Yeah. And Jezo was aware of each and every one of them.
Oh, for sure. And that was truly unfortunate for Octave because it felt like he really was just a hair spread away from actually taking that game. Just if Jezo just made one wrong decision. Like you said, human error isn't very like Jezo. He will stay stoic even in those last hit situations where he could possibly be robbed at 50%. For Galaga not quite hitting the missed tech, however, Octave going to pick it back up and hit to Jezo with the Galaga, converting off of it beautifully. Apple colliding with Rob, 85% to 44% now. Jezo catching with the up air, Octave going high, and picks up his recovery.
Yeah, real excellent stuff there from Octave, just recognizing that it was a pretty precarious situation, given that Jezo had already caught the jump with the up air, so electing to just go straight back to center stage, all the way across the top, and now very much evened out despite the strong start from Octave. Has got the bell in hand, of course, one of the scariest positions here, going for that dash chance, just trying to catch Jezo slipping, but again, a human error. However, you can't hang on the ledge too long in this situation.
That bell being placed right by ledge. Jezo taking a little bit too long to think about what he wanted to do, how he was going to avoid that dangerous item. And waiting a little bit too long, the vulnerability running out, as you said, Joyce, catching Jezo, and now he is staring down the deficit for the first time in the last 3 games.
Yeah, but of course, Octave being in a very familiar position, just trying to get back on stage. Going for a lot of these quite aggressive jump from ledges with a forward air. Just catching Jezo, trying to get these traps going and almost just catching him a little bit earlier than Jezo was anticipating. And we can see, even though it feels like Octave has been at a real disadvantage in this second stock, it has been actually Jezo that has been taking a lot of percents, but the up throw, surely it kills. Yep, there it goes. Bye-bye, Pac-Man.
And 60%, not a bad deficit to be for Rob, you know. Big body, going to be lasting a long time. Gallagher whiffing, Octave kind of letting you rip a little too early. Rob or Jezo trying to get rid of that Hydrogen a bit there, however, was punished for it. You know, if you focus on the Hydrogen a little too much, Octave's going to be there to punish you in your end line.
Yeah, it's so scary, and it just makes you force that mix-up of, right, well, do I intercept this obstacle, or do I try and do it? And again, Pac-Man's grab showing why it is one of the best in the game, outlasting that entire spot dodge and just managing to catch Jezo. Thankfully, not getting too much. Yeah. But in the same vein, ooh, and Jezo managing to make the most of a bad situation there. I don't think he was quite ready for the gyro to hit Octave. And there we go, going for the down smash. I do wonder whether he wanted the up smash instead, because I feel like that would have killed.
Because I feel like it's rare that you ever see somebody, oh, and a down smash, let rip. Octave now staring down the barrel of an elimination out of winners down into losers. Like I was saying, it's very rare that you see the missed input. Back air, killing unexpectedly. I cannot get a word out because every time I try to talk, a kill happens. Never mind, forget what I said. Gallagher going to take a healthy 52%, not quite killing. Jezo now sitting by the ledge, Octave charging the fruit, hoping for something like a bell to maybe get a nice charge F smash by the ledge. Gallagher thrown out, down throw. Not going to connect it to the Gallagher. Octave just throwing fruit, trying to nickel down some percent to get around that 80%, so we can connect the bell now. Charging, getting closer, and the bell comes out. It's going to connect it to the side B, and that is definitely going to be a kill. Octave taking game 4, and then we move into game 5, Joycey.
What a stunning final stock there from Octave, just really prioritizing, keeping that center stage. And again, the nickels and dimes, but again, the bank account, the amount is getting higher and higher and higher, and just had that complete control, keeping calm, finally into that bell conversion, the perfect conversion of the side B. And what a real great amount of momentum that Octave has got going into game 5. He's got to be feeling pretty damn good about his chances here.
Oh, for sure. This is exactly, and we're going to be going down to a nail biter. I'm just going to predict it right now. Game 5 is also going to be a nail biter. This is exactly what I was expecting from these two players from this set. Nothing like game 1, nothing like game 2. This is what we need. Both these players are at the peak of their adaptation, and now they just know what they need to do, and they're just going to stick with it and see whose game plan comes out on top.
Yeah, and if there are any extra aces up the sleeve in terms of strange kills or traps, it's got to be right now that you pull them out. Game 5, it is, of course, the crucial moment here. Both these players want a much easier time, going to have that chance to fight Bloom in winners top 8. Both these players, of course, wanting to go as far as they can, and it has been a real scrapper of a Game 5 at the moment. Both these players just really keeping in each other's faces. A lot of predictions here from the platform movements, and again, Jezo, lovely running shield, and oh,
the hydrant.
Yeah, just the water pushing away there, making sure that Jezo couldn't get his kill confirmed, and that is so crucial for Octave. And I believe we're seeing the grapefruit come out a little bit here and there. Again, it wasn't really a fruit that we saw in the first 3 or 4 games, but now it's just that extra option that Jezo has got to keep an eye out for. And again, these tricks and traps are getting so scary, Ibuki.
Jezo had bell in hand there for a second. I was really interested to see what he was going to do with it. Listen, but like you said earlier, Joycey, I'm really interested to see, do they have any secret weapons that they've maybe been saving for this crucial Game 5 moment? They can let it rip to kind of catch their opponent unawares and rip that lead from them. Jezo going to get hit by the bell, but it doesn't matter because Octave is away in the stratosphere during that moment. And now Octave is the one who loses the first stock. Jezo, full max rage, over 170%. This is dangerous for a stock, such a fickle percent to be at.
Yeah, Jezo just electing to go straight back to stage, trying to go for a cheeky downer there with full rage. Maybe not have killed Pac-Man, but certainly would have put him in an awful position. And this is a real crucial moment here for Jez. If you're able to just get that little bit more percent, 53 is not bad, but it could have been better.
Oh, for sure. 53, it's, if you're Octave, you'll take it. It could be much worse. However, that 53 is now grown to 76%. Needs to get something like a Gallagher combo going, but Jezo just so good at dodging all these items, which is exactly what Pac-Man needs to get the stock started.
Oh, and Jezo anticipating the roll in there, but just doesn't manage it. Octave instead choosing to take in place after getting hit by that gyro, and it's real scary. That Gallagher is finally available to Octave, but again, Jezo just completely respecting it, electing to go straight back to center stage, and that is another time that Octave has been hit. He needs to be a little more aware of the gyro at ledge. You're a Pac-Man player. You should be used to being careful at the ledge. You force this on your opponents all the damn time.
Yeah, that is very uncharacteristic of Octave. And like I was saying earlier, despite Jezo's lead, I think that stoic front is starting to shatter, Joycey, because we've seen Jezo kind of maybe mash options like an up tilt out of disadvantage and stuff just getting caught out by stuff that you really wouldn't expect Jezo to get caught out. So I think he, despite this lead, is feeling the pressure and gets fared into the bell. Octave connecting with a beautiful up smash, 11% deficit right now for Octave. That's absolutely nothing if you're Pac-Man. And there we go, it's already evened out after one there, Joycey. Like I said, we're going down to a nail-biter game 5.
Octave is definitely in the zone at the moment. I've seen multiple parries of Nair in a last stock game 5 situation as well. It is a real, obviously it's a big bit of counterplay against Rob, but being able to do it in this high pressure situation, catching the tech chase with the Gallagher, that's so much damage. 90% here, Yabuki, but the tech chase from Jezo, and again, Octave can afford to slow down the pace. Jezo being really aggressive on Octave's shield, and he's got an out of shield option each and every time.
Isabel!
What a great option there from Jez. However, not getting too much out of it. Jezo has got to get something going, trying to go for that lingering F smash, using the Hydrogen to extend. It not quite working out so far, though. Jezo, again, just staying real
connects, and that's it! Octave wins with a beautiful bell into F smash. Jezo just unfortunately getting too wrapped up in his game plan, trying to get something going, is caught unawares by the bell that lands right on top of his head, Joycey.
And the pop-up as well from Octave, you know that meant an awful lot to him. And that was the thing, it just felt like in that game 5, Octave was just one step ahead each and every single time. And honestly, one of Octave's greatest performances, I believe it was at Manchester Conquest 8, where he got 3rd place. This has been a real strong ground for Octave, and he is just proving that, you know, maybe it's the Manchester power-up,